Hello everyone, in this chapter we are going to talk about arrays basics, how to create an array, how to read values and do a couple of calculations. In our example, we have to read 7 temperatures from the user and show which are above and below the average of the 7 temperatures. We have an example here. For example, we say enter 7 temperatures, we have to read values, save them in array, and then we have to calculate the average, and then we have to go for each number and we have to say is it above or below. So for example, we say 32 is above the average, 30 is above also. For example, the third number 25.7 is below the average, and similarly till the end of the array. Now, the first thing we have to do is we have to define an array temp, and it should hold 7 values. So we will have to do this in the following way. We have to say double brackets temp equal new double 7, which means create an empty array to hold 7 values. And then we have to read the temperatures and compute their average. So we will define a scanner, and then we will ask the user to enter the 7 temperatures. And then because we need to have the average, I have to define sum at the beginning as 0. Because we need to read 7 temperatures, I have to say from 0 till the end of the array, you have to go to each element in my array and read the value. So for example, index 0, it means go to the location 0, go to my temp at this location and get me the value. And then you have to go back to location 1, get a value and save it in location 1. So let's assume we have the following. Let's assume the user said 32 should be in location 0, 30 location 1, and similarly till the end of the array. Because we need also the summation of the numbers, we started by saying double sum equals 0. So this is sum at the beginning as 0. Whenever we go with the loop, we read a value and then we take the value temp at location index and add it to the summation. So the first time we have the following. We have to say take 32 and add it to the summation. So it should be 32. The second time take the value 30, add it to the summation. It should be 62. And similarly till we end the last thing, we have it in our array. Once we finish the loop, then we have to go and calculate the average by saying it should have sum over 7. So sum is a 208.2 and the average will be calculated as 29.74. To calculate the average, we can simply say sum over 7 because 7 is the length of the array, or we can say sum over temp.length because temp.length will give me the same value. And here in the for loop, we can also say index less than temp.length instead of the value 7. The next job is go and find which number in our array is below or above the average. So I have to say 32. I have to take it, compare it with the average, and I will say because 32 is above than 29, I will say 32 is above. Similarly, 30 is above, 25.7 is below. Because we need to go for each element, that's why I need a loop. The loop will start from 0 till 7 and we have index plus plus. Always we start from 0 till the end of the array. The first thing is go to the temp at location index and compare it with the average. At the beginning, when location index is 0, it says go to temp at location 0, which is 32, and compare it with the average. The first condition we have, is it below the average? 32, is it below the average? It's not. So I will go to the second F, temp at this location, is it above the average? Temp at location 0, which is 32, is it above the average? Yes. So what I have to do, I'll output a message saying the value 32 above the average. We'll go back to the beginning of the loop. We will increment the index. So now we are going to the second value, which is location 1, and we go to temp at location 1, which is 32, and we will say 32, is it below the average, which is 29? It's not. Is it above the average? Yes. So output this message. So we will say 32 is above the average. If you go back and you increment index, you will be looking at index 2, and you will be looking at the value 25.7. Now you will say 25.7, is it below the average? Yes, so you will output a message 25.7 below the average. And similarly, you will continue in the loop till the end because we have mentioned that you have to go till 7 and less than 7. And that's why you will go for each element in the array and you will output a message. And that's why at the end, you will have for each number, is it above or is it below the average? In this example, we discuss how to create an array, how to read the values, how to go for each value and compare it with the average. Our next session, we will have more exercises where we will read arrays and then we do calculations. For example, we have to find maximum, minimum, number of odds, number of even. As an exercise, you can go and try to do the following. Do the same thing of creating an array of size 7. Ask the user to enter the values. Save them in your array. So always you will have a for loop and you will read from the keyboard and save it in your array. Now, instead of this example, which was comparing the element with the average, let's go and do the following. We will have a for loop and we will go for each element and we have to find out if it is even or odd number. So I'll have to go and say the first number is even, for example, the second one is odd, and similarly till the end of the array. You will find the code in the course material, which is posted on Teams. So please go there, download the file, compile it and run it, and play with the numbers so you can have the output and you can have all the numbers over there. This is our session today. Next session, we will have more examples on arrays and how to do calculation computations with arrays. Have a nice day. Thank you.